Because you have 4 investment properties around Adelaide. How important was location when picking these properties?
Yeah, location's just massive. I know it's the old cliche, location, 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 but it is exactly true. And we've chose properties that we have bought in areas where we believe there's going to be growth in the future. And I reckon the only one I bought for convenience was Craigmore, and that was when it was my first house, and I was only 20, and I was at Roseworthy College, so it was close and convenient, and that's pretty much the only reason I bought that one.
Which facilities do you think should be close to investment properties?
Well, we look for anything where there's growth, and growth mainly through, say, jobs in the area, or maybe it's stuff like shopping centres, schools, any development in that area. Properties of ours we bought in, one in Osborne, I bought straight off the internet, sight unseen, and I bought it purely because I just did a tour of the submarine corp out there, and with the building of the battleships that are going to go ahead there, it's going to be massive. So I think they're talking 1,500 well-paid jobs out in that little peninsula part where there's North Haven and Osborne. North Haven's already risen quite a bit. Osborne's quite below the mark and it's still an up-and-coming suburb. So I bought one there just purely because of, in sort of 4 or 5 years' time, that's going to be a boom suburb, I reckon.
What are your top picks for suburbs to buy in at the moment?
Do you know what I really like? And I say this, we've got 2 houses in there. So on air, I always mention it and the guys pay me out because I'm plugging my suburb. But it's Kilburn. I reckon it's probably the worst named suburb in Adelaide, Kill and Burn. They've merged 2 horrible words to form a suburb name, which they actually looked to rename it because of that. It was dragging the suburb down, but the residents said no. We bought 2 houses there side by side with the opportunity to develop them later on. We've got about 2,000 square metres there. But you look at that suburb, you've got Prospect with massively high house prices. Then one street away, you've got Kilburn, and the house prices almost halve just because of one street. So close to North Adelaide, you've got Prospect Road that just runs straight through and goes through North Adelaide into the city. Close to the city, close to North Adelaide, and you just can't go wrong there because you can still buy a big block for relatively cheap. So we bought 2 houses there for $215,000 each, side by side. Now we've got 2,000 squares there, and we'll knock them down, somewhere down the track and put units up there.
What advice would you have for people who have investment properties that aren't in the best location?
I think if you've got a house that's in what you think is a poor location, and if you're not happy with your investment property, there's no reason why, providing you can sort out your capital gains tax and so forth, that you can't actually sell that house and look for an area that is more appealing to you. Because I found that you've got to really like your investment properties. We've had properties that we don't particularly like for whatever reason, the location, the look of them, and they become a bit of a burden. Whereas the ones we've got at the moment, we actually genuinely love all of the houses, and I think that's a big part of it as well. We're happy with the locations that they're all in.
What tips would you give to people to make the maximum profit out of their investment properties?
I think with investment properties, I think sometimes it doesn't hurt to take a profit. And I think with investment properties, a lot of people hang on to them for years and years and years and years and years. And I reckon, given the rise we've had over the last, say, 10 years with property, it doesn't really hurt to do what we're doing now. We're selling to, and people are like, oh, well, why would you sell your investment property? It's like, well, we've made good gains on both of them. So why not sell them and capitalise on the money that you have made and then look to start again. So I'm still a believer that house prices could potentially, they've boomed so much, they could do what shares have done, and that is pull back a bit. And there's no reason really why houses are that unaffordable nowadays that what's to say house prices might not drop 20% in a year, or that some massive correction mightn't happen. And if that's the case, by then we would have sold a couple of ours and taken some good gains.